NumN0, and they are looking strong to pick up their second consecutive win in a row in EGL Summoners Cup tournaments. As for us, as before, my name is The Pash. Casting alongside me is Hindu Man as a second play-by-play, and Halfgaz as our color caster.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. That was another incredible game that we saw. Really well played by NumN0, picking up some really nice objective control there. With that Shen, actually, I really liked the Shen play there. Gave them a lot of map pressure in just the right places to take just the right things for them. Very well played in the team fights, and it was really strong play by them. And now it's her level was 18's time. They really have to up it here and match and overtake NumN0 to possibly stay in for their chance at winning this EGL Summoners Cup number 16.
But we're going to see some different bands coming out then against them to see if they can actually counteract this NumN0 advantage we saw from the.
Yep, very much indeed. We're on Champ Select, ladies and gentlemen. This time it's going to be her level was 18 on the left side, NumN0 on the right side. Any badge coming out of level was 18. Not too surprising. Gee, I wonder what they'll ban for their second ban. I think it might be a certain Night Hunter, maybe?
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Vayne going, there we go, straight out.
Of course.
Called it right there.
That wasn't really hard to call, though.
Yeah, it was just too good, really. Lucian and Evelyn bans coming out here from NumN0. They are, of course, scared of Peanuts. Lucian is so good on that character, and Evelyn. Everyone is afraid of her in the jungle at the moment. You do not want to risk giving that one up.
Yep. Much indeed. Shen getting banned out as well here. Flyer level was 18. I'm going to see what NumN0's last ban will be. So far, they haven't really deviated from their previous bans. It's going to be Lucian, it's going to be Evelyn. And it's going to be Orianna as the last ban as well, seeing as her level is 18 does have the first pick here. And Twixwell's Orianna is still something to be afraid of.
Definitely the right thing to do on the red side here. Both of these teams know that Orianna is so strong. They're going to leave it there. If they're going to leave it there, it's going to get taken. But they've left open crucial picks. Kassadin is available. Lysandra is one that was played very well last game there by Gyarados, and now it's been picked up for her level was 18. So they might have a chance to use that Frozen Tomb to their advantage, but there are still so many priority picks available. That Annie being taken away, though, I really think is one of the biggest things that's going to be against NumN0.
Oh.
It's just so important, and here's a Kassadin.
Oh, Kassadin went through the ban phase, ladies and gentlemen, and NumN0 are hovering over it. We know Gyarados, we know that he's a good mid laner. Is he good on Kassadin as well? Will they pick it up right here? This could be huge.
This could be very scary. Nope, goes over for the Severe. JJMC picking up the Nasus now. He decides that he wants to take that one for himself this time because of what a menace it could have been. And two very strong picks, straight up. I like the Severe pickups though.
Well, they don't have to pick straight away with the Kassadin just yet, because if you pick it too early, then the enemy team can sort of counter pick and make it very difficult for Kassadin in a lane, because obviously Lysandra can go top lane, so they could switch it to an AD mid, which is a real problem for Kassadin. And because Lysandra has been picked up, they can wait it out a little bit longer to see if there's going to be champions for Kassadin to match against. And the Severe pickup, interesting, even though Severe did take some nerfs recently, they really did do a lot of reduce the damage on her, the speed up of her ultimate as well at the early levels. Late game, she's still going to be a threat, along with Nasus now.
Indeed. Mundo getting hovered over by her level was 18. Soraka getting picked up. That is going to be very interesting to see right there. Soraka. Wow.
And something else, one of the 1991s here, Tajawani has gotten through. He can now play his favourite champion in the jungle and rocket on through for this possible win for NumN0 if he can take it really well. But what's important here, along with Kassadin being open, Riven is also open, and that is such a force. We might see a Shyvana coming in the top lane. I doubt we'll see at least, because we're looking for an AD carry now for her level was 18. But there is just so much that is available. Thresh and Vi now being hovered over.
Faye Life's Thresh, we have seen it last week. That's going to be so scary. Lots of champions getting picked up here for NumN0. Gonna see if they do decide to go for the Vi here instead of the Sejuani. Obviously, want to be doing one on Vi as well. Saw that just in the last game, but Stay Life on Thresh, gonna be a very scary thing.
It's an aggressive bottom lane they're putting out, is numero uno, whereas she said she was 18, sorry, her level was 18, sorry, was looking for a more defensive one. To pick up the Soraka in that bottom lane is going to, provide extra sustain in that lane, and look for just a farm off in the bottom lane. So expect to see someone that just wants to farm well into late game in the bottom lane with Soraka.
I think that Tristana might be the pickup here for Peanut. Most likely, I'm going to put my money on it being a Tristana pickup, because she can farm so well and escape in a sticky situation. As long as she doesn't get locked up too hard here, she'll be able to get out very nicely. A nice safe AD carry like that can go well into the late game is what we're seeing. The Ziggs being hovered over, that little Yordle's making quite a storm right now in Season 4.
Definitely, his comeback is definitely on now with how much damage he can actually put out. The small tweaks to his W where he's able to knock himself further away in bad situations and knock away the enemy at the same time, as well as the control with his mines, which now deal more damage to minions to help his farm, but also give a very good slow to disengage in teamfights.
Well, obviously we did already see a Lissandra get picked up there, so that would have been a Lissandra in the top lane. However, they do decide to go for the Riven here. So that's going to probably be a Riven top, Lissandra mid. And now I'm curious to see what numero uno will pick for their mid laner. Will they go for the Kassadin or will they go for something else? It's the only pick they haven't made yet.
I actually think the Riven pickup here is because they hovered over Kassadin earlier. And if Kassadin does go mid, then Riven will do a lot of work early game to that Kassadin and cause trouble for it. And they'll send Lissandra top. So Riven's been put in there as a situational thing in case they do go for Kassadin.
They can't pick Kassadin now. I'd be really surprised to see a Kassadin coming out of numero uno. Only if Gyarados Kassadin is legendary can he really play it right now against this potential Riven, just because of how easily it is for them to change, how easy it is now for her level was 18 to change those roles around. Trying to hover over it, and he's going to go for something very safe. And Ahri is the pickup here. One that can actually go toe-to-toe with both of these champions, has a good escape at level 6. Much safer than that Kassadin. The Kassadin was just, even though it was open for that last pick, that Riven pick up there for Twixlol, as it now is looking to be, in the mid lane was just too scary. If you'd have picked Kassadin to that, you'd have been punished.
Mind games basically between the two teams. Because they showed Kassadin earlier on, this forced a Riven pick that we see here where Riven can switch it up. Riven could even go to the jungle and have Mundo top if need be as well, so they've got quite an opportunity, does her level was 18, for switching around their team comp.
Yep. Very mobile team comp here for both of these teams. Their level was 18. Let's see what they do go for right now. As we do see Headliner stay on that Lissandra, it does look like they're going to send Riven into the mid lane, or they're going to just send their usual mid laner Twixlol to the top lane. Let's see how it pans out. As it stands, ladies and gentlemen, the team compositions are in. They have been locked in. We will now get into the delay period, and let's take some time to quickly go through what we have here. On the blue side, her level was 18, down 0-1 in this best of 3 series. Will they be able to get back? They got this team composition to try and do it. Headliner in the top lane playing Lissandra, or in the middle lane, we don't quite know yet. Milius Pith in the jungle on the Dr. Mundo. In the mid/top lane, it's going to be Twixlol playing Riven, Peanut and Noodle in the bottom lane, and Caitlyn and Soraka. On the other side, numero uno, our reigning champions. Looking like they're going very strong to pick up their second consecutive tournament win here. In the top lane, the JJMC playing Nasus. In the jungle, Wannabe 1991 going with that Vi. Mid lane, Gyarados having picked Ahri. And the bottom lane, Mechwine Gum and Fairlife on Thresh and Sivir. Sivir and Thresh, rather.
What we see from the two teams here, her level was 18, going for a very sustained, tanky team. We've got Soraka in there for the extra heals. Mundo heals a lot as well. We've got Riven, very tanky. Lissandra with the ability to ult herself to stay defensive. Meanwhile, numero uno have gone for a highly mobile team comp. Sivir going to be able to buff the whole team with movement as well as herself. Ahri, obviously really highly mobile in the mid lane. Vi, mobile in the jungle. Only Nasus isn't. However, with Nasus, we do have Thresh, which is going to give him the Lantern to be able to catch up, as well as those dangerous hooks.
Yeah, but what's also not to be overlooked is these two, short-range carries that we've got in the solo lanes. Riven and Lissandra, they also can follow If walls are jumped, they can go with it. Riven, shorter walls, fair enough. They have to be thinner for her to use that the triple broken wings to jump over it, but she can still catch up. And then also she can escape because she's got that Valor as well, just to give her too much mobility. Lyssandra's Glacial Path, we know it's huge. Lyssandra's just so difficult to catch. And she can also chase as well, so it's going to be really interesting to see. What I'd like here is the versatility of that Lysandra pick, and it goes very nicely as well against that Nasus, because ultimately she's a bully.
Yeah, Lysandra could be able to poke down Nasus in every situation in that top lane. When Nasus goes in for the Siphoning Strike, Lysandra can throw out a Q, also CS with it quite easily from range, so she's going to be a lot safer in that lane, especially in case a Wither comes out and a Vi gank, because she can just use her E to jump away to a safe distance.
Very able as well to kite that Nasus, who is very vulnerable to kiting just throughout. So you've got a lot that can peel. Mundo with those cleavers, Caitlyn with the net, the stuns and the knock-up and the disruption that can come out of Riven, along with, of course, the slowing passives of that Lysandra and the Root as well. Very capable of keeping him at a distance, away from Peanut's Caitlyn here if it needs to be, and away from himself in case of a gank.
Stands, ladies and gentlemen, we've discussed the team compositions. We're about to get into the loading screen. It's the EGL Summoners Cup number 16 Grand Final, Game 2, Numero Uno. Having won Game Numero Uno, I'm sorry about that, will they be able to pick up the second win in a row? In more other ways than one. Once in this tournament, in this best of 3, and once in the general in the general EGL Summoners Cup, because they have won the last one, taken down XU, also with a 2-0 sweep, and that first game looked very, very much in their favor.
Yeah, Numero.
I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, Numero Uno really. I just can't pass this up. Numero Uno are really looking right now to prove that they are Numero Uno. If they can win this, that is 2 successive Summoners Cups they have won, and they will just be so scary to see.
Yep. And it stands. We're in the loading screen, slowly loading into the game. And
looking over Summoners, nothing too special in the way of Summoners, everything pretty much standard as it to be expected. Ignites on both the mid laners, bottom laners, both running Barrier and Flash. Top lane teleport on Nasus, so we could actually see Nasus looking for opportunities like we did in the last game, only reversed, I believe.
Those teleports coming out of Headliner in the last game, especially early on, they were quite strong, but the one time he used it to get into a full fight, that was a dragon early on in the game, and Numero Uno was able to turn that around into an ace. They picked up the dragon, picked up the ace, picked up the bottom outer turret. So Numero Uno, this time they have the teleport, and that's going to give them so much versatility because they play the map like they want to play the map. The game is in their control once they have the advantage, and having a teleport on top of the Nasus of all champions will amplify their ability to basically do whatever they want in this game. As it stands, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the game. Our level is 18 on the blue side, Numero Uno on the red side. My name is The Pash. Casting alongside me are Hindu Man and Halfgaz. And let's see if Numero Uno pulls the Numero Uno again.
Yeah, see if they can do it. What's really nice here, actually, about her level was 18's composition is they have this Mundo and a Riven. Now, for Mundo, you want Ignite. Very straightforward. His passive is reduced by... sorry, not his passive. His ultimate is reduce the healing effectivity of it by Ignite. And so that has forced Ignite to come out of Veil Life. Because you've got the teleport on JJ's top lane, the barrier on the AD carry, of course the smite on the jungler, and then the ignite on the mid laner is fine, but you don't want to have just the one in case it all goes wrong, so you have the second. But they don't have a good
Flash!
Oh,
Oh,
there's a flash!
Hook does actually miss Flash Force from Lysandra as well in that situation. The blue buff is going to start being secured again, I reckon. Numero Uno go for the same play over and over, or are they backing out immediately?
I do not want to go for this one, as it seems. Could be because Fail Life did burn his flash right there. But other than that, it does actually look like that's going to be the first game we have watched Numero Uno play in which the enemies actually get their buff in the early stage.
This is going to be almost human now for Numero Uno. They have to start with only 2 buffs? That is completely unheard of for them. There are 4 buffs on the map. Numero Uno, they think they should have at least 3 of those. It's only fair, right?
Yeah, Fairlife's not happy about this. He's not going to start with a buff. I mean, what's he going to do? How's he going to play?
It's unheard of. He's also going to start without the flash, and that could be really bad. I mean, yeah, fair enough, you're against a Soraka. Not a lot of crowd control is going to come down into that lane, but if the gank happens where Mobius Pip comes in and then Fairlife misplays and stands on a trap, things aren't looking good. Although one thing we've actually not looked at as happening, which is now going to happen in this game, is a lane swap. They are going 2v1 against that Nasus, and against a Soraka, that poor Nasus is really going to struggle.
Yep. Lane swap coming out of NumN0. Who sent the Lissandra down to the bottom lane to go against Thresh and Sivir. And with her Glacial Path, she's going to have a nice opportunity to escape if she does get hooked by that Thresh right there. So
It is a tough lane for Lissandra, but also for Nasus. Now the advantage though that they do have in the top lane is the fact that Soraka's got infinite sustain for Caitlyn, so she can spam those abilities and just give her mana back to keep the pressure on constantly. So unless Vi comes top and relieves pressure all the time, then that tower's going to go down very quick.
This lane swap is really good, especially against the Vi jungle, because the Vi jungle was going to be looking for those 1v1 sort of fights, wherever you've got the Nasus that can go into that fight, slap it out with the Lissandra, and then maybe have the Vi come in and pick up the rest of the damage. But now, you don't particularly want to gank that lane as a Nasus with Vi. You're not going to get too much with it. And then in the mid lane, it's a hard lane to gank against the Riven, because the Riven can deal so much damage. And in the bot lane, if you go 3v1 against Lissandra, she'll Glacial Path the heck out of there, and you won't get the kill. You might be able to get the tower, but probably Lissandra with that Ice Shard is going to be able to clear the waves too fast for you to do much about it. Mobius Pit's now here to help out a bit, and it's just going to be really difficult for Vi to go and do something. She is, however, going to the top lane to try and get something done.
Going down onto NumN0. JJMC is running in. Wannabe coming in from the river. Flash is forced out of NumN0. They're now onto Peanut. He's going quite low as well. They will be able to get away from this gank. Flash forced out to NumN0 and he almost died. Oh, Wannabe still sticking around. The ward does go in. NumN0 living a dangerous life here.
Soraka should be okay up there though. She should be able to sustain herself as long as the pressure doesn't come back on, which it is doing as Nasus does charge in with the Ghost onto Soraka, who's just healed herself now. Vi comes in as well, lands the Q, first blood to Nasus. Nicely done from Vi coming in again, and Nasus going balls to the wall, popping that Ghost.
Popping that Ghost indeed. He does pick up the first blood for his team. NumN0 again going at it.
Attacking tower!
So much going on across the map. Way too much for us to possibly be able to keep a full track up here. That was a really nice gank by Wannabe. The flash in with the Q. Bit of a fight in the mid lane. Twix and Gyarados going low, but nothing much is going to happen from that without a few summoners going down. Both these players are going to play very safe. But really, well played. JJMC is showing a very strong Nasus there. He really understands the limitations of his character. And with that gank there from Wannabe... Ooh, hook. Nice try.
Not quite.
With that really nice gank, that's just given a Nasus a kill, and then the lane pressure as well. He's going to be really hard to budge now. Got that Warden's Mail so he can take the damage and then slow him down a little bit as well. This is really good again. How are you surprised by NumN0?
Yeah, they're really showing that they are a very, very good team. And they did get into the finals twice in a row. Have picked up the first win in this series, and they did pick up the first blood already. Looking good for them.
Mobius Pip in the bot lane. Gets the kill. Really nice gank here going on. But
Still going on to Fairlife though. He gets the double kill with another cleaver. And that gives the goal advantage over to her level was 18 with Mobius Pip picking up a double kill. That's going to amplify his ganks quite well. So if he does gank well in the minutes to follow, it actually create an advantage for his team that he maybe
In the
could
top
turn
lane,
away with.
Susan going aggressive against Caitlyn. Caitlyn's going to try and survive as much as possible, but the damage is so much from Siphoning Strike. Soraka's healing up lesser ability. Nothing more is going to come from that, but Caitlyn and Soraka are going to be a bit careful because Nasus with that kill does have that Warden's Mail now. He's going to be quite tanky.
The Warden's Mail is doing absolutely tons of work here. It just means that Peanut is going to get slowed whenever he tries to harass down that Nasus. The attack speed's going to be slowed, and then along with the attack speed and movement speed slowed from that Wither, JJ can just do this all day long. He's battering the snot out of Peanut and NumN0, and he can take it back right now. He's got enough tankiness for it. Ooh, Twix slow, you're going in on Gyarados, and there's a gank coming in.
Yep, 1v99 coming in from the river, but there's no opening for him to get in there. As Twixwell is now pushed back to his turret, so nothing is gonna happen right there. He does make his way onto that top lane though. And NumN0 getting withered right there. This is a strange sense of deja vu that I'm having right now. Wannabe now bolt breaking in. Damage is down onto Peanut. Now going to be the next target. They do decide to turn it around though, as Mobius Pith coming in as well, and JJMC will go down. Peanut picks up that kill. Wannabe 9091 can be the next target here. Mobius Pith, look at the damage. Volt Breaker away, but one more cleaver will be enough to pick up the kill. Nice turnaround in the top lane. Out of the level was 18 in this game, looking a lot different to last one.
Definitely, that Vault Breaker in the top lane. If that Vault Breaker would have landed onto Soraka, I think that fight could have gone totally different. However, it didn't. It allowed Soraka to escape and just turn it around when Mundo turned up. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we do see Lissandra going a bit aggressive, trying to defend this Thomas to the best of her ability. She's not going to be able to kill them all. She is 6, though, so they've got to be a bit careful to thresh and Severe. They're going to be a little bit behind at the moment, obviously, because of the fact that they get the extra advantage to Lissandra with that solo lane experience.
Yeah, this is really good play by her level was 18, and Mobius Pith is absolutely dominant right now. I'm very impressed by this. Mobius Pith has really stepped up this game with this Mundo. He came in, comboed really nicely with Headliner, showing some really nice synergy between the two players to pick up that double kill, and that gave Headliner the experience advantage, and now he can stay alive in this bottom lane. And then Mobius Pith went top, counter-ganked Wannabe's attempt on NumNoodle's Soraka, and he just did it so beautifully. The exhaust came in from NumNoodle, slowed down JJ and Wannabe, picked up the double kill again up there, and there's another fight here in the bot lane.
Headliner going aggressive here onto Mech There's the Frozen 2. Mobius Pith is here as well, but there comes Wannabe from the river. We'll have to Wealth Break away though.
DP.
NumNoodle is coming in as well. That's a teleport in from JJMC though. Really teleports into the middle of a full, her level was 18 team. They're going aggressive. Look at that. Lots of low health parts for NumN0. JJMC in the middle will go down here. Mobius Pith picks himself up another kill. In the meanwhile, though, in the middle lane, NumNo manages to pick up the kill onto Riven. Nice spell shield out of Mech Winegum. Manages to get that away, but here comes Headliner using the glacial path to get in after Mech Winegum. He may have gone a little bit too deep. Managed to pick up Vi, though, and here comes the flash out of Mech Winegum, and his force will go down too, though. Double kill for Lissandra.
Rockets on the tower just a little bit too long in that fight there overall. The teleport down from Nasus got his team in a bit of a bad situation really, because they were trying to disengage at that moment in time, and that puts, he said she was level 18, in a much better position than last game.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. That was a 4-1, and the reason it was a 1 is because very well played typical hat to Gyarados in the mid lane, 1v1 that Riven, and that's very impressive as an Ahri. Pretty low on items at this stage in the game and able to 1v1 of Riven. Very strong player there. Must have been a very nice series of events. We were just looking at the bot lane though, so we didn't quite see how it happened, but there was a cheeky tower dive as well. Well played by Gyarados to win that. Interestingly though, a tier being picked up by Gyarados here, and the counterplay coming out by NumNo, keeping their eyes on these objectives. They're currently going for this dragon.
Yep. Have to watch out or he'll get hit by a death sentence. This cannot be contested, and there he goes. The death sentence does land. What are you doing, NumNo? You're getting aggressed upon. You will go down here. There's the box out of Thresh, completely out of position, though. But Wannabe going low as well, has to flash away. In the end, Soraka does get picked up. It's a kill over to NumNo, along with a dragon. And something I want to point out is the first time they do not steal the first buff away from their enemy is the game where they are at a 3,000 gold deficit at 10 minutes into the game. It's just something funny.
Yeah, it seems they seem to struggle a little bit if the starting advantage didn't go to their favour, as well as I don't believe they were expecting this lane switch, which did come out early on, and the pressure that she said she was 18 have done since then, taking that top tower and also making sure they've defended this bottom tower, so they've not had to trade either, has put them in a situation. But this bottom tower should fall soon.
Yeah, it's really good play here, and it's very interesting that NumNo, when they're in the driving seat, you said it before, they know how to drive a game into the ground and take a win. They aren't in the driving seat right now. They didn't have that triple buff start. They didn't have the 2v2 lanes, which are so strong for them. Things have not been easy, and Mobius Pith has just been a wild card and come in and really made their day very ugly. Mundo has been an absolute beast, 4-0-3. And he's getting bigger and bigger and bigger by the minute. He is doing very well for himself. The advantage really just because, well, you could say because, but it very much looks like it is because NumNo didn't get that triple buff and that really early snowball on the roll for them. It's really not going well because of it.
We have to see if they manage to turn this around. Yes, and it is a 3,000 gold deficit, but it's not too
Gank
huge.
mid.
Oh, in the middle lane though, Headliner coming in using the frozen tomb onto Gyarados. He's getting exploded. That's another kill over. Lantern just a second too late. Ari goes down. Another kill over to her level was 18. And they are making the moves here. And now stacking up the 3 people onto that middle outer turret. It's going to take a lot of damage. But we do see one of B9091 and McWindham coming in from the bottom lane. The hook does land onto Dr. Mundo, of all people. It's not the target you want to land your hook on. And that's going to be the turret for her level was 18. 3 turrets to 0. They are in control right now.
They do have an advantage at the moment, though, of of all of them being grouped in mid. They're going to have to back out. I don't think they're going to keep the pressure on as much anymore. They got the advantage they needed to. They just turned up a little bit too late to that party. To try and help defend that tower, so that tower's gone down now. She said she was level 18, is doing really well this game. I think this could be a 1-1 maybe, we'll have to see.
They're playing really well. It's very good. When it went down because of Noodle's face check, and then a ward onto it, so they're going to have the time for that. That'll be coming up in about 4 minutes, I think. So they'll be looking for that play whenever it's up, and we'll see the big 5v5. And if they keep going the way they are, they're going to have this item advantage. If we look down at, you've got the Zhonya's Hourglass finished on Headliner, the Bloodthirster is finished on Peanut, you've got the Spirit of Ancient Golem finished here on Mobius Pip, and he's got that Giant's Belt and a good pickup of gold, 1100 gold he's sitting on right now, so he could be going for either a Giant's sorry, a Sunfire Cape, or something similar, maybe a Warmog's armor. With the gold she's sitting on, it's only 300, but that will very soon going to be scary because they can go for those dragons, and her level was 8.
Blue buff getting donated over to Ari. So Gyarados will be sitting on that. Gonna surely help him a little bit. 1-1-1. But he has had better games. It looks like Twixwell's Riven is a bit too much for him right now. Getting out-farmed behind about 20 CS. Has 1 assist more though. All in all, the middle lane does look like it's the most even of the lanes right now.
At the moment on their team are doing so well. Caitlyn 2-0-3, not dying. Lissandra 2-0-5, not dying as well. On top of that, you've got Mundo, who's been in the right spot pretty much every single fight as they look for the possibility in this mid lane pressure onto Severes. And if
They're going deep on this one. Mikhail Murray very, very low. The wind slash out of Riven will be able to pick this. It does look like he'll be going down here. Rowan Noodle has to flash away from the turret. Has targeted for a little bit too long. Golden Battery from Vi on to Peanut. He will be going down as well. It's going to be another kill over to NumN0. Nice turnaround right there. Fail Life not getting slowed by Mo for nothing in favor of NumN0.
2 for 1 actually. They did get that very early kill onto Winegum, which is what they went all in for. But then the problem was that Twixwell just tanked up the tower for a little bit too long. So he, instead of going out of the tower range and losing the tower aggro and letting it pass, really what you want the Riven to do. Go in, use the combo, kill someone, walk away with the cooldowns to come off, and then go in again. But because he was too low, that was just not on the cards for him at all. That went then completely against him going for that tower dive. And the standoff is going to come, and the fight is going to be on this dragon, but her level was 18 and there already. NumN0
does land a nice taunt though. Straight onto Riven. Not going to do too much damage. Invisible Dragon is being done at the moment. Nope, it respawns and then despawns again. It's the best dragon in the world. Ari's going to do some work as possible. Severe tries to get in with the Q. And here comes the second fight as Mundo pops his ultimate to get away. Lissandra engages onto the two carries, but Simba and Torn has to pop the Zonius to survive. Meanwhile, Riven doing a lot of work against Vi. Riven going low. Ari doing work across the both. Vi's going to survive as well. Mundo chasing away Soraka, tanking like a beast that she is. Going to go down to the taunt though as the Siphoning Strike comes out from Nasus and Numero Uno Bulls.
That was incredible. That really, the Dragon came up at the worst time following that last team fight there. For her level was 18. We saw a headliner 1v3 in the backline against McWindgum, and if that Frozen Tomb had been available, she would have survived for that little bit longer, but it wasn't there for them. The ultimates were down. For her level was 18, so whilst they got the very quick Dragon, Mobius Pith was too low, had to use his ultimate to survive off of it, and wasn't able to do a huge amount following. So her level was 18, we're just able to come back in and clean it up. It was really horrible. Sorry, Numero Uno came in and cleaned it up. It was really horrible for her level was 18, just having that first fight under the tower from the wrong tower dive into the Dragon, then without the ultimates. And now, this is scary. Numero Uno are back in the game. The goal is really close between these two teams. The Dragon, fair enough, went over to her level was 18, but Numero Uno have now equalized on towers. This game is back to being wide open.
Beautiful showing out of Numero Uno indeed. They have shown that they can not only play when they have an advantage, but also come back when they're at a disadvantage. And this looks very scary for levels 18. Right now, they're still even, sitting on a 1,000 gold lead, in fact, but 1,000 at 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes of the game, is first not that much, and second, it was at 6,000 just a few minutes ago, and Numero Uno, they turned it around beautifully.
Yeah, Numero Uno doing really good work, showing why they won the last one and why there's someone to really be feared in this tournament. They've done a lot of work in this game from behind and pulled themselves right back into this one. Pretty much all square at the moment. 700 gold's nothing overall, so it's not going to be a big difference, and this could go either way now, but Numero Uno with the advantage after winning the most recent team fights.
Yeah, they really realised that they needed to stop this big old snowball and take out the momentum from her level is 18, and that's just what they've done. They've fully taken the wind out of their sails. Her level is 18 are going for it with Headliner.
An engagement, Headliner coming in, Paylife going very low, he will go down, yes he will, Windslash picks it up, Headliner in the meanwhile getting aggressed upon here by Gyarados, uses the Xyonias to get the damage out of him, but there's a Frozen Tomb onto him, he will go down as well, Ace in the Hole will pick him up, it's 2 kills over to her level is 18. They are looking to get this game back into their hands. Headliner getting chased right there. Oh, nice spell shield though.
Headliner did so much work there. He zoned out the 2 of the carries and then popped his Zonias to block all the damage from himself, allowing them to pick up that easy kill onto the Ahri in that situation. Sorry, onto the Thresh in that situation. No, but they're going to try and push down this tower now. Going aggressive again is Lissandra. Riven's in there, but she takes a lot of damage as she walked right into the middle of it. At the same time, everyone's going aggressive. Nasus pops his ultimate, trying to get as much damage off. Riven's going to go down in this. The Assault Barrier comes out, hits onto Caitlyn, but she's still alive with the Soraka heals coming out. Soraka's ultimate does get popped as well. Lissandra doing as much work as possible, but Siphoning Strike smashes Soraka in the face. She goes down as the Numero Uno come back again and now take the lead on kills.
It's gonna be a turnaround back and forth. Both these teams are giving the game away and then getting it back into their hands over and over and over. This is such a tense standoff between those two teams, but there's a lot more on the line for her level with 18. If they lose this one, they will be out of the tournament. They will be second. Numero Uno just one win away from taking the first prize. They're now on to the Baron, and their level was 18 is in no position to contest this one. They're slowly moving on towards it, but it will go down. Numero Uno, just after 20 minutes, we're going to pick up the first Baron of the game. And this is going to be so huge. Oh, Roanoodle getting caught there, but a death sentence will explode, but Mobius Pith coming in from the side. We do see Roanoodle go down. Punyanad also going very low right there. Twixlow looking for an opportunity to get in there, but Mobius Pith has drawn the entirety of Numero Uno's aggro onto him. Gyarados moving in with the Spirit Rush. Trying to land the charm, does not quite land, and here comes Twixlow though, going aggressive onto JJMC. The damage does come out, he's going very low, but look at that, the damage back from him. Siphoning Strike just charged so far up. Headliner getting hit by a charm. They do get the Nasus down. Oh, Frozen Tomb out of Headliner manages to pick up Gyarados, and again they turn it around after Numero Uno has picked up the Baron, and the goal is bang even between those two teams.
This is really, really, really technical play right now. It may not seem like it may seem like a bit of a slog back and forth, but you've got to look at the item play and then the overall objective control that has come down mostly out of Numero Uno. There was huge snowball built off of skirmishes and ganks that came out of out of her level was 18. So they were able to pick up those kills and win in those skirmishes using that Mundo with the cleavers, the continued prolonged damage. And so what we saw was an eye-edge rush out of McWinegum and then the rest of Numero Uno building for a team fighting win. They were going for a full team fight setup, and then we really saw what happened. Headliner, I did it again, her level was 18, with Headliner, were winning all of the fights they got where they got picks and skirmishes, wherever it wasn't a full 5v5. Something whenever members of Numero Uno weren't around about, but then Numero Uno, whenever they have these big 5v5 fights, whenever it's from a ground zero standpoint to where they can take advantage of something, say a tower, or headliners trying to 5v5 them or 4v4 them, that's when they start to win, and so they got the Baron. But then with the prolonged fight then following, our level was 18, were able to go on through and pick up more kills and another tower. It's just both of these two teams playing their really what they want to have happen in terms of their fighting capability to get these objectives, and they're both doing it so well. They're playing really well, and it's really difficult.
Dragon is being picked up for Numero Uno now. Going to be a free one, and that will give them a gold lead again of only 200 gold. That's how even this has been, even though there is a tower lead in favour of She Was 18. She was level 18.
This game, so incredibly close. 14 kills to 14. 300, now 400 gold between those two teams.
Oh, Vi looking to go aggressive in the middle lane. Nope, we're going to back that out. She did look for an opportunity onto Caitlyn. Changed her mind, turns around. And everyone's looking kind of passive as... Ari does come in. Using their ultimate, trying to get
Pineda's getting a little bit out of position here. Oh, what a wee wolf. Pick him up.
Meanwhile, top.
Well, top JMC going low as Headliner Ronoodle and Twixel are engaging onto him. It's knocked up by the third Broken Wings. Proc will go down here. Mobius Pip also joining the fight.
However, there's not going to see a base race. There's a big push going down in mid, and rather than going for the base race, her level was 18 and said we want to keep our inhibitor alive. This is just so back and forth. Both these teams playing so well, and they're going to rush in and probably see a big fight going out right now.
Yeah, Box does go down, hitting onto Mundo. They're going to get this tower and probably back out of this one where they can. The talisman extension is popped to get them all out of this situation. They all go back in to try and get the lantern because they want to click it for the funny of it and nearly get themselves caught out. But everyone's going to be fine, backing away. Inhibitor down in mid lane. Numero Uno overall advantage now.
And that could have been the crucial mistake out of her level was 18 that might lose them the game. They committed 4 people to take down the split-pushing Nasus in the top lane, and they lost their inhibitor for it. Very, very huge. We'll be able to hold out until the inhibitor comes back alive and then make a play of their own. Right now, it does look grim.
That catch onto Peanut was really big. You just can't be that far forward whenever you don't have the backup of your team, and especially not against an Ahri. Too mobile, too capable of catching you out. Their red jungle, her level was 18's red jungle was just not warded up, so Peanut was completely blindsided whenever they came in. Got detonated even though he blew that flash and barrier to try and stay alive as long as possible, but really good pick there by Numero Uno, showing that they know how to do it, and that one little lapse by her level was 18 could really be very detrimental to them. They didn't have the ability to pull off a mid tower quick enough, so they lost Baron. They weren't able to be aware of where they didn't have the wards, and so they extended too far for the wrong commitment, and so they lost inhibitor. They just really need to tighten up against Numero Uno, because Numero Uno are very good at punishing you and taking objectives.
Well, with this change to the mid lane with the push on minions now that inhibitor goes down in the recent 3.15 patch, we're going to see that they're going to have to defend this mid lane at least with one person most of the time. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of pressure down mid, and those Nexus towers could be in a real state of affair. We're going to see Nasus look to split push top and try and put pressure on all over the map, and it looks like she was level 18, is looking for an engage.
They're just dancing around the mid lane, making sure that this inhibitor doesn't amass too much pressure. They've got to be careful though, because JJ is pushing that top lane. That top outer tower has not gone down yet for her level was 18, following the amazing 2v1 and ganks that came out. And so that top out tower is now a very choice target for JJ to do. That teleport has just become available for Nasus, and so we're going to have the 1-0-1 split push coming out of Numero Uno, using that map pressure they can apply very well. There's a bit of a counter shove in mid lane, just making sure that's safe. And now, really, Headliner and the whole of her levels 18 have got to move very fast. They're just going to lose too many towers.
They have warded her level was 18's path. They know exactly where they are. But here comes Olivia's fifth in from the side box, immediately used by Thresh. There's the ace in the hole out of Caitlyn, trying to get onto Zibber, but he just spell shields that away. But Twixlow will be able to pick up Wannabe 9091 here. Peanut, although now getting aggressed upon by JJMC and Fail Life. Row Noodle running directly into a very, very tanky Nasus. Peanut going low as well. Has to force his barrier, but he will go down. It's a 2-for-2 so far in this fight, with Twixlow and Low getting aggressed upon and by three members of Numero Uno. Will he be able to get away from this one? Flash out of him, but Ari will be able to pick up the double kill here. 3-for-2. JJMC charging onto Twixlow. Will he be able to pick up the kill? One more happening strike. No! No, the Valor manages to keep himself alive. Wow.
That was insane. Pash, Hinderman, you guys like dogs?
Yes.
Do you?
I have a
You
dog.
like dogs?
I have a dog.
Yeah. Dogs are good. And right now, we have JJ showing how much he likes dogs, because he is the big dog. He was completely untouched in that fight. The teleport came in and he wrecked them. Completely pulled apart her level was 18. Just put down so much damage and allowed that fight to really carry over for his team. The teleport in was just massive and really well played by Numero Uno. They got 2 towers for that. They won the team fight. The pressure is now on. They have got this game. They are back in the driving seat, and her level is 18 are really scrambling right now to get back into this.
We're going to see a Baron soon because it has just respawned, so we're going to see a big situation coming up over this as the next objective. Inhibitor has respawned in mid, so expect to see Numero 18 try and put pressure on the mid lane and then swing for the Baron. At the moment, it's going to be ward control all over the Baron. It's going to be important.
They're warding this place all over as they pick up the invisible blue buff. Twixlow will get that. Cooldown reduction is going to be a huge factor on that Riven, although it has been reduced to 10% from 20% in the preseason 4 patch. Still, every single bit helps, and her level was 18. They are in a bad situation right now. They need to win this game to have a chance at first place. If they lose this one, they will be second place in the tournament. While second place is still good, you want to be first place if you take part in the tournament. Well, quite obviously. Gonna see what they will be able to do. Numero Uno picking up another dragon for themselves. The gold lead is starting to get bigger and bigger. It's now at 4,000, and they will barrel down this middle lane in a full force of 5. Peanut, a little bit out of position, uses the 90 caliber to reposition himself back into the back line. But Numero Uno are still not letting up. They are still
This
looking.
fight is huge.
Yeah, they are still looking for this inhibitor right here. It is exposed, and once the fight does break out, you might see something very big come out. As you have said, right now it's a bit of a 10 standoff. For level was 18. They want to defend this inhibitor. Numero Uno, they want to take this inhibitor. This fight may change the course of the game drastically.
Yeah, neither team's going to let this one slip up right now. There's a big push in the top lane coming out of levels 18. The wave there is too big, so they're going to send back Fail Life to deal with that. But what's important here, there's excellent map control coming out of Numero Uno. Not just based off of that Nasus' teleport and split mock cooldown, so that'll be going again. And then because her level was 18, have not been able to get as effective wards down, they've not been able to really control the map. Numero Uno just had complete free reign. They went and picked up a free Baron and were able to then come back down into mid, whilst her level was 18 just danced around in their blue jungle, hoping not to get caught out. They're really trying to hold on to this as well. As they can, but Numero Uno have the control.
Yeah, counter push mid there from she was level 18. However, their wards are about to expire all over the Baron area, and we can see that Numero Uno are starting to go and put some vision up themselves. That's pretty much why they backed out of that. They need to get the vision control back before they do attempt anything here, and they're reducing wards being dropped by Thresh straight away.
Getting charged up here by one of me, takes a cleaver to the face though. Phobia's Pyth, but it does not quite land, and now Numero Uno getting back. There's MC catching that ace in the hole. Could have been a lot of damage onto Garagork, but nice reaction from the Nasus.
level was 18. They just want to get the right pick, but it's really hard for this composition to actually initiate. Soraka support and Mundo jungle, they've not really got the most initiation available unless Headliner goes balls deep and straight in. They need to get a catch. 5v5 fights are not in their favour, and now the vision's expired on Bowers. We will see Numero Uno rip this thing to pieces. Here they go. They're just... No,
they have the wards. They have the wards in the area. They know Fnatic, but we'll get spotted out
Caitlyn.
by the Scrying Orb.
Wow, Scrying Orb being useful right there. I love that. Numero Uno were like, hold on, what's this? Yeah, that's even just said. What? They are so unused to seeing that greater Scrying Orb used that I don't understand! Why are you using this item?
Well, it is on he was level 18. Has caught them out of position, thinking to themselves, well, if they're going to do Baron, we're going to go and take some towers down the middle lane, and immediately they're all recalling Numero Uno to try and stop this. Mundo's going to be able to tank forever, and he didn't need to tank forever because the tower had one hit from death.
Yep.
And this now allows Halab by Numero Uno, and they know exactly what's going on. If that Baron doesn't go down, they might go for the bait right now. Or they might just back off.
There's a huge wave pushing in on the top lane, so need to take care of that first. So they if they lose this Baron, if they lost this Baron, could be very, very huge, because they would lose the Baron, and Nasus could teleport up to that top lane and push it through. They do not want to lose more turrets. They do not want to lose more pressure. As it stands, Numero Uno actually move on the top lane if the entirety of level was 18 respawns, and this might open Numero Uno up for a Baron.
Well, on top of that, you've got Nasus now with the teleport up, like you were saying. He's going to be able to just split push now, but we're going to see as Nasus is going to push down this bottom lane.
What's important there is that the entirety of her level 18 had over 1,000 gold to do it. Like, it's not going to be very good for you. So they went back and spent everything right there. The only one who didn't was Headliner, who's going to pick up this blue buff, thankfully in his favour. Twix, not Headliner. But here we go, the money has been spent and they're going to try and pick up the fight whilst they still can.
Well, Nasus is still pushing this bottom lane at the same time while everyone's still fighting around. Someone's going to have to recall to deal with it, and that's going to be Caitlyn. And if Caitlyn does swing bottom and they notice it, they could engage on this Baron and force issues. But this tower should possibly drop before they can do anything about it.
The go sign for Numero Uno to immediately engage upon that Baron, and now we see the rest of her level was 18 scrambling, trying to get up to that Baron area. They will be there in time. Ronoodle placing a ward there, dodging the death sentence. This could be huge. This has to be a fight. JJMC still in the bottom lane trying to pick up the crowd, and here comes Headliner. He gets exploded as he uses the... JMC, Ronoodle also getting aggressed upon here. It's a double kill for Sivir, and this for Numero Uno. They're not even going to care about this Baron. They're just going to barrel down straight that middle lane. And they're going to pick up the inhibitor, and the death timers are pretty high on this one. Will they be able to pick up the game here?
It's at least two inhibitors, because bottom tower Nasus did take that just beforehand.
They will move down on towards that bottom inhibitor, but then they realize, look at that, the team, the countdown timers are still pretty high. We could go for the game here, and that is exactly what... Gentlemen, this is going to be Numero Uno taking the second EGL Summoners Cup in a row away from her level was 18. It was such a close game all through that one situation.
Absolutely. I really just were behind, so far behind, and they just turtled it. They were like, wait, go for team fights. We have a Nasus, we have a Severe. We can team fight this out, guys. Just wait for it. Maybe get a pick, get objectives. And they just sat down, built the Infinity Edge on to win, and then they pushed on and said, we've still got this Nasus, who was huge in the late game. He had 163 farm at the end. Don't even know what his Q was, but his teleports, there were two very decisive teleports in there for him, and the ability just to go down into the bot lane, split push that opened up the Baron, turned into a really good fight for them. It was that 4v4 team fight, which is exactly what NumN0 wanted, and they just were able to continue on through. They snowballed it through into the base, 5v1, what's going to happen? You're going to win. Congratulations to NumN0. They did that extraordinarily well, an amazing map control for an amazing win.
Yes, exceptional positional play coming out of both teams here. But NumN0 had the slight edge that they needed to pick up this win. Ladies and gentlemen, that means NumN0 will again pick up the 3,200 RP prize plus the triumphant rise. Well, her level was 18, to sit on 2,400 RP. Still not that bad, but still, it's gotta hurt. That second game was so close. NumN0. Wow. I'm speechless.
Absolutely, it was phenomenal. I'm very impressed there. And NumN0 really did show why they are NumN0. Fantastic play throughout. They even when they were behind, as I say, they were able just to say, we have the map control, let's use it. They controlled the map, and if you control the map, you control the game. And they did. They won it. Well done.
They did. They won it. Ladies and gentlemen, this does it for us at the EGL. It has been a great tournament. And don't forget to sign up for our next tournament. It's going to be the EGL Summoner's Shield number 17, which will be our unranked to gold tournament. So